Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wonky Power Live Sessions, the beginning of 2021. We have a very special guest, Nick Gaitan, in the studio with us today. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in, supporting this new live session platform that we're creating here in Houston, Texas. And we're very excited to be here and have everyone tuning in and a few people, limited people outside in our attendance. Thank you so much. And I'm passing along the microphone over to our other special guest, David Garrick, who will be helping us with the interview segment. Thank y'all so much.
Thanks, Mario. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm good. You ready to throw down a little of that achy breaky?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it, man. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well out there. Thanks for showing up tonight, and thanks to Wonky Power for having us. On the drums, we have Mr. Patrick Kelly, and on the guitar, Damien Hurtado. So we're gonna keep this one going. This is called 210 on My Phone. Driving into Second Ward. I just gotta cross the tracks. waiting on a city train. You could hear the gutters running in the hot pouring rain. Oh, there's a skyline in my review. You can still see the sun, all the clouds in the sky riding high, just like horses run. I take my time as I walk on down the line. Nothing left, but I'm feeling fine. It's just that way, or at least that's what they say. Freedom's free, but you will pay anyway. So put some money in the jukebox and play my favorite song. The one I heard this morning has been in my head all day long. And a 210 on my phone says it's that gal from San Antonio. Seems that a memory that just won't leave me alone. I take my time as I walk on down the line. Nothing left, but I'm feeling fine. Yeah, it's just that way, or at least that's what they say. Freedom's free, but you will pay anyway. Anyway, oh, on that guitar, Damien Hurtado. Time as I walk on down the line. Nothing left, but I'm feeling fine. Yeah, it's just that way. Oh, down at the bar, that's what they say. Freedom's free, but you will pay anyway. 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 All right. That one's called 210 on my phone. That's off of my release titled Bridges and Bayous, recorded down Sugar Hill Studios in Southeast Houston, you know, just down the road from here. And I wrote this one here. This next song I wrote is called I Found My Weakness in You. I wrote this when I was on the road early on with Billy Joe Shaver, sometime around 2008. I got to play this song on stage at the Teetham Street Warehouse down in San Marcos. So this one's called I Found My Weakness in You. Hope you like it. 'Cause it feels good. Oh, I just walked up from the station, 26 steps up from the rain. Looks like the sun is coming out now. Still hear the whistle from the train. And I watch all those lovely ladies walking. Sometimes they stop and talk to me. But out of all those lovely ladies talking, I found my weakness in your dark hair, baby, and your dark eyes too. I like the way you shake it and don't stop until you're through. I like the way you say you love me like it's true. I found my weakness in you. Oh, get it. Call it what you want now. I guess I was born to be alone. Well, I've got no money in my pockets. Walk like a king without a throne. But night falls on old 3700. That Houston skyline shines on me. Down there they got it any way you want it. But I found my weakness in your dark hair, baby, and your dark eyes too. Like the girls in Southeast Houston, and many times I've been a fool. Like the way you say you love me, like it's true. I found my weakness in you. Dark hair, baby, and your dark eyes too. I like the way you shake it and don't stop until you're through. I like the way you say you love me like it's true. I found my weakness in you. I found my weakness in you. Cool. Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Mr. Kelly?
I'm doing great.
Damien, how you?
Chilling.
Chilling.
Ready?
Yeah, so we're going to do this tune here called Hurricane Song. There's a, this happened around Ike, okay? So I'll tell you this much. The long or the short is that Warren's was the only place open that was serving sandwiches and whiskey at the same time. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right.
So it's called Hurricane Song.
As I glide, I walk along the shady side, thinking to myself I tried, but I'm just glad the lights are on. All those trees out in the streets, and yeah, the city still has soul. All the wild whack is gone, he left tracks to let you know. Down in Houston town, they all know the sounds. They all know where the bells ring down in Chinatown. As the wind will blow, everybody knows, but no one is gonna say a word. Those bodies in the Gulf, and there are lions on the loose. They've all seen the light from the glass that shines upon the streets in the moonlight, just like shattered dreams. I'm in 1,000 pieces, swept up with a dead man broom. All guitar. Down in Houston town, they've all seen the light from the glass that shines upon the streets in the moonlight, just like shattered dreams. Oh, I'm in 1,000 pieces, swept up, swept up, swept up with the dead man blue. Thank you so much. I wish I could see y'all. So, that was called Hurricane Song, 2009, originally written. How we doing out there? Oh, look at that. Cool.
What's next, homie?
I was looking for David Garrett.
Oh.
What do you want to play next, Pat? Say what?
Picking sides?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. Lost a good friend this year, and we're gonna play one of his songs. This one's by Billy Joe Shaver. This is called Bottom Dollar. Bottom dollar, it looks like the end. Oh, how I hate to see you go. Bottom dollar, we've been the best of friends. We must have counted on each other 100 times or more. Oh my, oh my, how them eagles fly. Goodbye, bottom dollar, goodbye. Oh, get it on the guitar, Damien. Bottom dollar, all your friends are gone. They've been spent on dance hall gals and wine. I know that's right. A bottom dollar, oh now if the truth was known, you're the bestest friend I could ever find. Oh my, oh my, how them eagles fly. Goodbye, bottom dollar. Goodbye. Say goodbye, bottom dollar. Goodbye, old friend of mine. Ooh, rest in peace, Billy Joe. Yeah, man.
Hey, Nick, it's David. How's it going?
David, what's up, man? How you?
I'm good. I'm off to the side because we don't want feedback from the speakers, so you
Oh,
can't
hell.
see me.
Right on, man. So, how we feeling out there?
I'm good. I'm good. I was going to ask you, you brought up Cheatham Street Warehouse. Did you play there a lot? That is one of my favorite venues in Texas.
Man, you know, I played there, I would say a couple of times with Billy, and the first time I played was around '08, and that's whenever it was the time that Billy he had asked me, there was cameras in the house, and he said, hey man, are you writing anything right now? And I was kind of like, come into town with that one. I said, yes, I have recently. I like it a lot too. He said, well, sing it tonight. So that was one of the times. And another time it was somewhere down, a couple years down the road that we went back there. But that's a cool joint. It's one of my favorites that I played too.
It's crazy. Their big claim to fame is Stevie Ray Vaughan played there, but I would assume that's a lot of people's big claim to fame.
Man, that's still cool.
You mentioned Billy Joe. I mean, you played with Billy Joe for a long time. Did he leave you with any advice that you could pass on to anybody?
There was a lot of cool stories there, and I don't know, man. I think sometimes the best teachers are by example, as opposed to the anecdotal advice or anything kind of like that. And there's always that from anybody. Hey man, whatever you do, don't do this or whatever. But I think him, by example, was always himself and never was trying to be anybody else but Billy. That's one thing that I learned a lot, of hanging out with him. He was never trying to be anybody else. That's one thing. And there was plenty of cool things in the process of songwriting and just a lot of cool stories. Maybe even the enjoyment of storytelling and listening. He was really great at that.
I mean, you've been touring for a while there. You were touring with Nikki Hill. Is that still going on?
Yeah, not at the moment because of COVID, but yeah, we were supposed to be heavy on the road this year.
I know you went to Australia at one point, correct?
Yeah, we did. ran into the cat that's playing drums with me tonight, Mr. Patrick Kelly. Yeah, Australia was my first tour abroad with Nikki. So we went from me joining the band to taking that long flight out there and doing that Byron Bay Blues Fest.
It's a brutal flight.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
It is, man.
You mentioned running into Patrick. Now, how do you know everybody in the band?
Well, cool. See, Pat, how long ago did we meet?
2000, maybe?
Yeah, about 2000 or 99, summer of 99. I was carrying that upright bass around that I brought home in a Trans Am.
Yep.
And I joined Los Skarnales at one point. I had moved in with Jose Rodriguez. We were roommates for a while down Edgebrook Way, down South Houston, and they needed a bass player. So when I joined the first audition, rehearsal, whatever you call it, Pat was the drummer over there. So
And
that's how.
I'd only been in the band for like a month.
That was it. Yeah.
Or two, maybe.
Yep. And Damien Hurtado on guitar. Well, we haven't known each other a whole lot long. I've known of him longer than I've known him. So, but he plays the hell out of that guitar. So we're happy that he's here.
Boy's mean. Look at him.
He does. No, I was going to say, man, it's like a murderer's row going on in that room.
Yeah, man, thanks.
I mean, the upright, you're the go-to guy in Houston. I mean,
I've been changing it up a little bit. I still love my upright. I still play the hell out of it. And but tonight just felt like one of these nights. I had to bring out the '83 Japanese Squire.
no, it sounds great.
Thanks, man.
I mean, all this time in other bands, the time in Skarnales, the time with Billy Joe, time with Nikki Hill.
Yeah.
My biggest question is, when did you learn you could sing? Because you are singing and sounding amazing tonight.
Thank you, brother. Well, I think I started singing on stage outside of backup and gang vocals and stuff in Skarnales. I think there was one point that I wanted to take on some of that and start writing my own songs and singing them. So I would say when I decided I would stop messing around and start trying to sing was early 2000s. Few years after I started, I guess.
You're one of the few guys I know who lives off music. Like, you make all your money off of music. Obviously, COVID has been the least fun year in all of our lives.
Yeah.
Have you missed out on a lot?
I missed out on an entire year of tours and shows. I missed out on a lot of that. But as unfortunate that is for in every aspect of my life and my bills and everything, my bills' lives, I'd say that I made up for that in so many other ways too, because I could do a certain level of maintenance that I've never achieved in my musical life because it's always going. So this might be the longest pause I ever get. So
Yeah, it's funny you say that because people know me for going to shows and people would ask, you miss it. I'm like, this is a break I would have never gotten.
Yeah, you'll never get it. And if you have anything to do in the background, best get to it before the world starts turning again.
I know you've been working on a new record. Is it done? Is it ready?
No, it's not done. I have a few songs in the can, but we're continuing to work on it, and you'll see some singles out before then.
Wonderful. You want to get back to the music then?
I sure do.
All right. Appreciate you.
Thank you. We're going to do another one by Billy Joe. Mr. Billy Joe Shaver. I wanted to play this one here. You asked me to? Hope everybody's good out there under the carport. Hope you're having a good time. Take care of your bartender. Long ago and far away, my old common labor shoes, I turned the world all which ways, just because you asked me to. Like unto no other field, simple love, simple truth. There's no end to what I do, just because you asked me to. Let the world call me a fool, but if things are right with me and you, that's all that matters, and I'll do, just because you asked me to. Knowing how much I love you, and after all that we've been through, I turn and walk away from you, just because you asked me to. Let the world call me a fool, and if things ain't right with me and you, that's all that matters, and I'll do, just because you asked me to. Oh, get it, Damien. That's all that matters, and I'll do, just because you asked me to. All right, thank y'all. Thank you so much. Once again, Damien Hurtado on the guitar. Yeah, and Mr. Patrick Kelly on the drums. Thanks to Wonky Power for having us. And our special guest, David Garrett, in the house. So good to talk to you, man. Let's do Alacran. This one's a shout out to a tribute to my East End roots down here in Houston town. And this is a tune that Robert Rodriguez and myself wrote a while back, and we're gonna play it for you now. This one's called El Barrio del Alacrán. And we're gonna feature our guitar player, Damien, on this tune here. Barrio del Alacrán, thank you so much. And thank you to our audience hanging out and everybody here at Wonky Power. Let me keep the tunes going here. We're going to do one I wrote here called Pickin' Sides. Yeah. Uh-huh. Feels good out there. Be hanging out with y'all real soon. Stories of the roads that were traveled, where my antepasados came from.
gangsters started wars. Many miles and moons and generations later, down in the only place that we can call home. 'Cause we're living and we're loving in the barrio, porque somos Tejanos to the bone. So I keep the soul of what has come before me, dancing across the Texas nights. 'Cause in my heart you know there is a lone star, a serpent and an eagle taking flight. I don't speak when I'm being hunted, I don't run when I'm confronted. There's some places that I'm not wanted, and if they are all picking sides, well, I don't have to guess which one is mine. Gonna make it through the storm as it rolls on by, and I'm gonna stay Tejano until the day I die. Cause I don't sleep where I'm being hunted, I don't run when I'm confronted. There's some places that I'm not wanted, if they are all picking sides, well, I don't have to guess because I know which one is mine. Gonna make it through the storm as it rolls on by, and I'm gonna stay Tejano till the day I die. Yeah, picking sides. Yeah, man. Sweet. Let's kick it a little Gulf Coast here. We were talking about Southeast Houston earlier. We spent many a times out there running around, growing up around there or something. And this tune here was recorded down in Southeast on Brock Street at Sugar Hill Studios by Freddie Fender. Written by Freddie Fender. We're going to cover this one here. Let's get it, y'all. Wasted days and wasted nights, I have left you behind, for you don't belong to me. Your heart belongs to someone else. And why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? Why should I call your name when you're to blame for making me blue? And don't you remember the day when you went away and left me? I was so lonely, craved for you only. Oh, my love, why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're to blame for making me blue? Oh, yeah. my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? Why should I call your name when you're to blame for making me blue? Yeah, a little Freddie Fender there. I hope somebody was dancing to that. Man, it feels good in this room. Ain't it? Man, that was fun. I can't even see that far. Let's do a little Lazy Lester.
Okay.
We'll do this one for my friend Frank Motley if he's out there watching down in San Leon, Texas. It's called I Hear You Knocking. I hear you knocking, I hear you calling, I hear you every time you say my name. But it's no use, baby, your calling's all in vain. No use for crying, you did the lying, you tried to cheating, baby, you're to blame. But it's no use, baby, your crying's all in vain. I packed my suitcase, I bought my ticket, it won't be long and I'll be on my way. Well, I'm leaving, yes, I'm leaving, and I'm gone away to stay. I hear you knocking, I hear you calling, I hear you every time you say my name. But it's no use, baby, your crying's all in vain. Oh, get it on that guitar. I bought my ticket, it won't be long and I'll be on my way. Well, I'm leaving, yes, I'm leaving, and I'm gone away to stay. I hear you knocking, I hear you calling, I hear you every time you say my name. But it's no use, baby, your crying's all in vain. But it's no use, baby, your crying's all in vain. Yeah, but it's no use, baby, your crying's all in vain. Yeah, man.
All right, we're going to do a little audience question and answer. Does anybody on? Does anybody have a question for Nick Gaitan? Well, I'll ask a question.
All right.
So
Nobody's trying to rat on me, that's why.
you're slaying that. You're slaying that bass.
Oh, thanks, man. I really like this thing, you know. This one's a fun one to play, man. I've had it for a while.
You said it's a Japanese or it's
This is a Japanese Squire from 1983.
And like, how long have you had that?
I'd say
Man, it must be about 7, 8 years, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 6, 7 years around there. I got it in a trade deal on Craigslist, man.
Trading, what is it, horse trading? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, this year's horse trading. Yeah. Yep, trading horses. I traded this other Japanese guitar, but I needed a bass, you know? I needed an electric bass. I started off on upright, and that's kind of all I played for the longest time.
I mean, looking at it, how long have you been playing for?
I've been playing 20 years.
You have any regrets?
Oh, plenty. None of them have to do with music, though.
Growing up in Houston, did you think you'd tour the world as a musician?
That sure was the idea, man. It was like, I wanted to get out there and do stuff. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to see just get on the road, period. Just get on the road. U.S., anywhere I can. And it went from Texas to across the U.S., down to Mexico. Then we crossed over the ocean. Different bands that I would join over a different sequence of years that led to all the traveling. We've seen some beautiful places. I'd say about, if I had to figure, the high 90 percentile that all the places I've been have been because of music. Whenever you scratch out the Alamo when you're little and shit like that.
Is there a place you wouldn't go back to?
Nah, I think I'd go back to all of them. Yeah.
What about a favorite stage anywhere?
Oh man, there's plenty. I mean, here in town and the rest of the world. Favorites. That's a tough one. I'll tell you what. There are certain places that I really have enjoyed. I think I've had a lot of fun in Spain, and then getting to see Finland for the first time was amazing. And the great stage can happen anywhere. It really can. Has a lot to do with the audience, which is a big part of what we're really missing right now as performers.
Yeah, it's a trip to not be able to see people at shows. Stuff like this helps get it out there for sure.
Oh, it does, yeah, and it makes it work for us in the way we need it to. It's really cool. It's what Wonky Power is doing here is just a really great idea to keep us all connected and moving together.
It's definitely tough playing a show when you can't get that energy back from the crowd.
Right. Yeah, it does feel that way, but if this year's taught us anything is how to deal with that. But I mean, and I appreciate your compliment earlier, but I mean, I'm with all aces up here, man. So it's a lot of fun if it was just us, but I'm so glad that there's other good people around that we know and love.
I mean, it just seems to me like if it's a Japanese P bass or if it's a K upright, you know how to play it.
I definitely do, and it's one of my favorite things to do.
You ready to close everything out?
Yeah, we're gonna do another song for you. We're gonna close this one with a lot of our friends. They enjoy this when we're playing down here in the barrio, and gets a lot of people dancing. And I know this ain't quite the dance that we hope for at the moment, but we're gonna close with this Gulf Coast classic out of Lake Charles that I've always started to play, always dug playing. And you were asking about when I started singing. This was one of the first songs that I started covering whenever was some of my last months in Los Skarnales, and we had a lot of fun with this. This is called Matilda. One more time, I want you to give it up for my band out there, Mr. Patrick Kelly on the drums, and also Mr. Damien Hurtado on the guitar. All right, let's get it, y'all. Thanks for being here. Your love for me will always be here to stay so tenderly. Matilda, I've cried and cried for you. It don't matter what you do. You gave me love when there was none. You know you're the only one.
Yes, it's in my heart to stay. I want my baby back again. Matilda, I've cried and cried for you. Yeah, don't matter what you do. Yes, I cried and cried in vain. I want my baby back again. Get it, Damien, on that guitar. Matilda, I've cried and cried for you. It don't matter what you do. Yes, I cried and cried in pain. I want my baby back again. All right, thank y'all for being here, and thanks to Wonky Power for having us. My name is Nick Gaitan, this is Patrick Kelly, and Damien Hurtado on the guitar. Thank y'all so much. Thanks to David Garrick, thanks to Wonky Power, thanks to everybody out there. We'll be hanging with you soon. Let's get a drink.
Hey, if you're at home watching, hope you enjoyed that. And if you're here on site, feel free to grab a drink, grab a taco, chill. If you like what you see, don't forget you can see this kind of stuff all the time. If you hit up wonkypower.com, they can do music live streams, they can do events. Right now during COVID, you have a wedding, not everybody can attend. Why not live stream it? Hit them up at wonkypower.com. Thanks for coming out.